Shalom, family. Hope y'all are having a great Saturday. So, I just put my crawfish trap down there, or crayfish, whichever one I'm going to get. Probably more than likely some crayfish, but we're going to see what we catch. I used a chicken wing, chopped it up a little bit, and I'm going to leave it out there for the night and see if I catch anything. I was sitting here, when I get done here, I'm going to go back to the house. I've got some bread to make tonight. I'm getting together 7 loaves of bread, homemade bread that I'm going to make tonight, and 7 bottles of water, along with the scripture, and I'm going to go around town tomorrow, hopefully, and pass it out to some of the homeless people that are around my city, which there's many of them. And I'm hoping this will bring them a little bit of joy and encouragement, receiving the daily bread, receiving the scriptures from the Most High, as well as something to put into their stomachs. In the book of James, chapter 2, 15 through 17, if a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of them says to them, "Go in peace, be warmed and filled," without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also by faith itself, it doesn't have any works and is dead. In the book of Luke, chapter 14, verses 13 through 14. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the just. The book of Isaiah 58:7. It is not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house. When you see the naked, to cover him, and not hide yourself from your own flesh. Leviticus 25:35 through 36, family. If your brother becomes poor and cannot maintain himself with you, you shall support him as though he were a stranger, and he shall live with you. Take no interest from him or profit, but fear your God, that your brother may live besides you. We want to be able to take care of our fellow brothers and sisters that we don't know the reasons why. They may be homeless. That's not our place to judge. I hear so many people nowadays will say stuff like that. Oh, well, I'm not going to give them any money. They look like a junkie. They look like they're a drunk. That's not your place to judge those people. And if that's the intention you have with your heart, then you've got a long way to go. But I'm going to read one more scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, 11 through 13. To the present hour we hunger and thirst. We are poorly dressed and buffeted and homeless, and we labor, working with our own hands. When reviled, we bless. When persecuted, we endure. When slandered, we entreat. We have become and are still like the scum of the earth or the world, the refuse of all things. These people are human, just as you and I are. And I've always told people, I may not have a whole lot myself, but I will go out of my way to help someone. Even if you don't have a lot of money on you, you can do what I'm doing, make them something to eat and take it to them. There's many things you can do to help out the widowed, the homeless, and the less fortunate. There's a lot of things you can do. Even if you just say hello, when they're out there on the streets and the corners begging for money or whatever, wanting something to eat, even if you can't provide something to them at that time, provide them your time. Speak to them. Say hello to them. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them what their name is. Treat them as you would want to be treated, family. I've heard this so many times from people I work with, that's worked in my office, and just random people, putting down homeless people. With the days that are ahead of us in the future, there may be many more of us that's going to be homeless and be in that same situation someday. So you would want someone to help you out as well. So try to remember that. Don't be so quick to judge people. It's not your place to wonder why they're there, whether it's drugs, alcohol, they lost a job. That's not your point. You're doing it to glorify the kingdom and to help somebody that's in need. Whether they have a habit or a problem or not, that's besides the point. We have a lot of people that have nowhere to put their head, and many of them will sleep behind a bridge. Will sleep underneath a bridge just like this because they have nowhere to lay their heads. So, always be grateful for what you have, even if you don't have a whole lot. You probably have you probably have more than what someone else out there has. So, anyway, family, I love you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. It is like a glorious day. It's so pretty. The weather's perfect. Like, this is the kind of weather I wish it could stay like this, like, year-round. But living in Alabama, that's not going to happen. So I better enjoy it while I can. Man, say a prayer for me, you guys. I hope I get some crayfish or crawfish or something. Maybe a fish. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys.